Back in Bloomington, the Indiana lead cut down to 9, and that is due to Rachel Nagel heating up from the field. Just 2 points at halftime, but she has been connecting lately.
Absolutely. Comes out firing in the second half. You see it there. 3 of 3 from three-point. 9 points already here in the third quarter. Really been the spark to the fire for the UC Davis Aggies. But Tyra Butts trying to put that fire out just a little bit, slow it down, and she knocks down a free throw.
Nagel, a second-team All-Big West player. 12 points on Friday against Kansas State in the win. And Cahill working extra. She gets the rebound. It's Bus for 3 off the side of the backboard. And away with it comes UC Davis.
And those are big shots right there. If they fall, Indiana can go right back into their runs. But now Birch trying to get it done at the other end. Gets bumped a little bit by Cahill down low.
Third foul on Amanda Cahill. She leads Indiana right now with 18.
That's going to be really interesting going forward as Royster has 3, Cahill has 3. Really the 2 post players for Indiana. You could bring in Bree Wickware and Marchese, but they do a very nice job defensively on Birch as she knocks down the first.
Birch very nimble. She really can make some moves down low. She misses the second free throw. So 1 of 2 from the line. The lead still Indiana's by 9. You mentioned it, 16-0, leading at halftime for Indiana, but they are getting a run for their money here today against the Aggies.
They had a game last year against Purdue in the Big Ten tournament as Bus takes it to the rack yet again. But Indiana was up on Purdue by 17 points at halftime. They ended up losing that game in the Big Ten tournament 2 seasons ago. So they obviously have going to keep that in mind here in this one. They're up 20 at halftime in this one, as Birch is going to try to answer.
And she can. It's Bus back the other way. The Hoosier lead back in double figures. And Terry Morin telling Indiana to slow it down. Content to use some clock, but they still got to have a sense of urgency. Yaney off the handoff, and she's blocked out of bounds. It's going to stay here.
Yeah, Eaton did a very nice job coming around that screen. You'll see it here. Yaney came off of it. Eaton got over the top, but Birch was there as well. A nice job defensively by the Aggies, knowing what's being run and getting in front of it to snuff it out.
Jalen Penn back in the game, and it's always tough with these quick turnarounds, kind of knowing what these tendencies are of their opponents. It's been a very quick turnaround. They played on Friday in Manhattan, Kansas, and now here they are in Bloomington. The Hoosiers with 15 to shoot. Here's Bus. Now under 10. Penn with the basketball. Something's got to give here for Indiana. 3 to shoot. She doesn't know. She puts it up and gets it to fall. Tyra Bus.
You talk about using the clock to the fullest extent. Bus does it right there. A little trickery to finish it off.
And she gets her hand in there on Birch and forces the turnover. Bus with 19. Some of the fans on their feet here in Bloomington. Hoosier lead back up to 13. And a moving screen on Royster. And that is her 4th foul. And quickly, Bree Wickware will come to the scorer's table.
So I mentioned Amanda Cahill's got 3. Royster now with her 4th. Bree Wickware is going to have to come in. They still have Lindsay Marchese on the bench as well. Marchese's only got 2 fouls to her name, but that foul trouble could become very important going into the latter part of this third quarter into the 4th, especially with Birch starting to catch fire a bit.
So we'll see what UC Davis has in them. Just 11 minutes to play in this game. 1 minute left in this third quarter. Eaton gets it, middle of the paint, and she hits.
Impressive little shot there, just cut right across the paint, lost the handle, puts up a shot, knocks it down.
8 points for her. And UC Davis just hanging around right now. Bus, she's gonna lift from 3, and she's gonna knock it down. What a third quarter for Tyra Bus.
And Tyra Bus is pumped up. Assembly Hall getting on their feet. It's gonna get loud here in the last 38 seconds.
The Hoosier lead up to 14. Here's Birch on Cahill, and it's gonna be a foul on, it looks like, Amanda Cahill. That's her 4th foul, and that is a big one because she has been marking Morgan Birch in this ball game.
And the expression says it right there from Terry Moore, and puts her hands over her face. 4 fouls on Cahill and Royster. We'll see it again here. It looked like Cahill didn't really do a whole lot. Buss got in there, got a hand in. The Hoosier faithful not too happy about it. But nonetheless, Royster and Cahill both with 4 fouls apiece. Terry Moore's going to try to plead her case, ask what went wrong down there. But Birch will be at the line for 2 shots, and these could be some big free throws going ahead.
And it's no good. So Terry Moore trying to talk with one of the officials to see what went wrong there. And one more shot now coming. And she gets it to fall. So a few subs on here for the end of the quarter. Maybe just buy some of the starters some rest. With 30 seconds left, and we'll see that press once again from UC Davis.
So a 13-point game right now. 4 fouls apiece to Cahill and Royster have been an impact in this game, especially Cahill. The Buss has really turned it on this 3rd quarter. We'll look to see if she gets the ball to end it out.
And Yaney dribbling it around. She pulls it out and finds Buss. She will hold for presumably the last shot. Buss with 22, 9 of 18 shooting, 2 of 6 from behind the arc. It's Jalen Penn now with it. She's gonna pull up, no good. Rebound to Sierra Hall, 2 seconds. Eaton gets it at midcourt, throws it up, and it's wide left, no good. And that will end a very exciting 3rd quarter. Still a lot of basketball left to be played. Indiana leads by 13, 10 more minutes. We'll be right back at Assembly Hall.
Now a third of the way home here from White House Field. Still no scores. We enter the top of the 4th inning. George Yansha, Josh Bro, and Logan Davidson due up in the inning for the Commodores as Jacob Billingsley still out on the hill. And the clouds have rolled in here to White House Field, and it's getting a little humid. We saw some fog last night roll through Gov Fuller Field for the first time all season. And maybe a little bit of that here tonight as it's a warm and kind of a sticky night here at White House Field.
It's not overcast because there's a little bit of blue skies above us.
First pitch to Yansha, breaking ball way out of the zone. He swings through that anyway. It'll be 0-1.
But the clouds have definitely rolled in. I wouldn't be surprised if we saw a little bit of fog. It's towards late July, starts to get more humid.
The 0-1 outside. It'll be 1-1. So the Commodores, a good win last night against Chatham, maybe one of their best wins in quite some time. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Billingsley, a breaking ball on the inside corner for a strike. It'll be 1-2. We talk about momentum so much in sports. If teams can take it from one game to the next. In baseball, it's kind of a funny thing because things can change so quickly. It's the 1-2 pitch. Ripped down the left field line and fair. Down the line, Yansha a turn at first. He's heading for second. The throw in from Moritz. Not in time as Yansha slides in head first. It's a leadoff double here in the inning for Yansha, his 5th on the season.
Great piece of hitting from Yansha. Just curled it over that third base bag and got it into fair territory and got himself a little bit of a dribbling double here and got him in scoring position early for the Commodores.
So Yansha on with the double to lead things off, and now the hottest bat on the team, Josh Bro, stepping in.
Talk about momentum. Josh Bro.
Oh, yeah.
Really leaning on that. Now, I think personally for momentum, I think momentum comes from players, not as much as teams, but more of, at least in baseball, because baseball is such a personal sport.
And the first pitch ripped into left field. That's down for a base hit, and it's misplayed there from Moritz. And Yansha now is coming around. He's going to score. And the Commodores are on the board first here in the top of the 4th. It's the Commodores 1 and the Mariners nothing.
So we talk about the momentum. Josh Bro riding on that 16-game hit on base streak that reaches now 17 with that base hit, and got, I'm not sure if that will be another RBI for him, but should be a good, it's a good piece of hitting to advance the runner and get a run home for the Commodores.
We'll see what that is scored. Definitely a base hit, though, for Josh Bro. He's on at first, and the Commodores lead 1-0. Be Logan Davidson now stepping in. He flew out to left in his first at-bat in the second. Second plate appearance here. Bro on at first. First pitch from Billingsley is low, and it'll be a ball, 1-0. So Josh Bro definitely carrying some momentum through these past few games. He's absolutely been smashing the ball. That 6 RBI performance last night, and now potential RBI here in this one for him.
I think it will go down as an RBI because no errors have been put up on the scoreboard, so it will be just classified as a base hit.
Next pitch misses outside for a ball. It'll now be 2-0 here on Davidson. And it will be an error on the left fielder, so that is on Moritz.
Okay.
So we're still waiting to see if that run will be earned or not. And it will be an earned run there, so here's the first. Now the next pitch to Davidson, chopped at the plate and grabbed by Debo in foul territory. Now 2-1 here on Logan Davidson.
Good opportunity for Logan to gain a little bit of momentum for himself. Got a man on first. Nobody out, and Josh Bro on base.
Now 2-1. Here's the pitch. Swung on and missed. A good breaking ball there from Billingsley. The count knots up here at 2-2.
It's a dangerous pitch if you're Billingsley. You got a high breaking ball that could easily be hit if the bat time is perfect. But no go for Davidson there.
So now 2-2 is the count. Here's the pitch. A ground ball there to the second baseman. Vance flip there to India over to first, and in time, a nice 4-6-3 double play. Started by a slick play there by Kobe Vance over at second.
Yeah, we talked about it earlier. Led the SEC, yeah, when double plays turned with 40. And he is quite a professional over there at second base. Just a backhanded flip. Great play.
So that single by Bro is wiped away with that double play, and there's no RBI given there to Josh Bro because of the error in left. It looked like Yoncha was going to be held there anyway at third base with no outs and a hard hit ball on the left, but Commodores get on the board nonetheless, and now Adley Rutschman will step in with 2 outs and nobody on. First pitch misses low. It'll be a ball.
Other than that, Billingsley has looked really good tonight. He's allowed base runners in all but 1 innings he's pitched so far. And that 1 run will be earned.
Next pitch in the dirt. Bounces up to the plate. 2-0 now on Rutschman. Chance for the Commodores here to take advantage of the worst team record-wise in the league, the Harwich Mariners, here the next 2 days. Locked in that tight Western Division race. As now here's the 2-0 pitch to Rutschman. Breaking ball, cut on and missed. We've seen a lot of those breaking balls being swung right through here by Commodores hitters. Some good break to it. He's willing to throw it in any count as well.
Yeah, and good breaking balls from both pitchers. MacArthur getting most of his strikeouts tonight on that curveball.
Next pitch to Rutschman right there at the knees. It'll be now 2-2. Deuces Wild here with 2 outs in the top of the 4th inning. Commodores did get on the board in this inning. Here's the next pitch. It freezes Rutschman, and it's strike 3 looking, and that will end the inning. But the Commodores get 2 runs on 2 hits with 1 error and no runners left. We head to the bottom of the 4th. It's the Commodores now 1 and the Harwich Mariners nothing here on the Cape Cod Baseball League Network.
Talking about that game last year, it was a game that Indiana probably wants to forget. They were up 17 in the 3rd quarter, but then scored just 19 points in the 2nd half, shot just 22%. It was a loss that not only knocked them out of the Big Ten tournament, probably knocked them out of the NCAA tournament. In talking with Coach Moore before today's game, they cannot even think about last year's game. They just need to think about getting their first Big Ten win of the season. Josh Eastern here with Marty Bikino, went 2 for 4 tonight, broke out of a big slump, haven't hit a home run in 3 weeks. How did it feel tonight?
Felt pretty good.
100 wins is definitely a major milestone for IU head coach Todd Yeagley, but
in order to catch his dad, it might be a while. His dad, Jerry Yeagley, has 544 of them. Welcome into the Quest for 9 report from a very cold and chilly Grand Park up in Westfield, Indiana. The Hoosiers just finished off a 4-0 victory over the Ohio State Buckeyes in the Big Ten Tournament semifinals, setting up a matchup in the title game on Sunday with the Wisconsin Badgers. Indiana has cruised to a 3-0 win over Old Dominion in the second round, a 2-1 win over New Hampshire in the third round, and now with the quarterfinals on Friday, they face the number 7 seed Michigan State Spartans, another Big Ten team, which means there's a little bit of familiarity between the two teams. Welcome into the Quest for 9 report. I'm Josh Eastern here from Talon Energy Stadium here in Chester, Pennsylvania. The Indiana Hoosiers advanced to the College Cup final with a 1-0 victory over North Carolina, a very hard-fought game on both sides. It took Indiana a while to get into the game, but eventually they did. It was a restart goal, and you know how much Todd Yeagley loves those restart goals. A tough night for the Indiana Hoosiers as they dropped the national championship game to the Stanford Cardinal in heartbreaking fashion. A Sam Warner goal in the 102nd minute ends the season for Indiana, but Todd Yeagley was talking after the match about what you can take away from this experience and also what went wrong today. Welcome into sports. I'm Josh Eastern. Well, the Colts had hoped that a win in Houston last week would be a turning point in their season, and it looked like it would be today when they faced the Steelers. That was until the fourth quarter happened. For the men's soccer team on Tuesday, they faced maybe one of their toughest matches of the season against Notre Dame. That was Tuesday. Yesterday, they got a 5-0 win over Santa Clara. But let's go to those highlights from Tuesday. The Notre Dame Fighting Irish coming into Bloomington, the number 7 team in the country against the number 1 Indiana Hoosiers. We're going to start things off in the 67th minute. Spencer Glass gets the ball on the left flank, sends it into the box, and Austin Poncho is lucky to find that ball at the back post. He sends it into the back of the net, and the Hoosiers are on the board. As you take another look at that one, Chris Hubbard in goal, not really sure what he was doing there, lets that ball go right by him. Rashard Hyacinth playing dummy, and the Hoosiers are up 1-0 going into the final 23 minutes. Then later in the second half, Kyle Diedrich gets into the box for Notre Dame. The ball appears to go into the back of the net, an own goal, but after further review, look at this ball, just goes out over the end line. Notre Dame cannot get on the score sheet. Indiana posts another clean sheet. As you take a look at the stats here, Indiana had more shots on goal. It was a game in which Coach Yeagley called a heavyweight battle between two in-state rivals. Indiana just gets that one breakthrough moment that they needed to take the 1-0 victory over Notre Dame. And it was a very big matchup in front of the 11th biggest crowd in Bill Armstrong Stadium history. And there's Austin Poncho. He was the hero in the match, but Eddie Cotton caught up with Andrew Gutman after the match.